Alright guys, welcome back for another edition of Nighttime. Joining us tonight, they have a beautiful crazy lady.
Hello.
How are you?
Great.
Good to see you. And Pugsley.
Good evening, guys.
How are you?
Very well. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Good to hear.
Getting ever closer to our family holiday, so we're counting down, so we're getting good, aren't we?
Well, if we don't make the grand final and win, I will be crying the whole holidays.
No, you won't.
Why not?
It's called Surface Paradise.
True.
And your husband.
We'll just have to go on a spending spree.
But what happens if, for example, some good fortunes come our way and the Knights and Penrith play in the grand final?
If Penrith lose, I will still cry.
No, you won't. We'll have to have a bet if that happens. Yeah, anyway. Excuse me. Joining us tonight in the Nighttime Bar, we have, excuse me, Bar Boy Berkey.
How is everybody?
Very well, mate.
Pretty good, mate. Pretty good. What's the questions in the bar this week?
Well, just before that, I had my 17th wedding anniversary the other day
Ooh.
with my beautiful wife.
Congratulations, mate.
Oh, yes.
Yes, nice.
That's a long time to spend with me, I'll tell you.
17's my lucky number.
I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, no. For a long time to spend with a Parramatta supporter, I was going to say. But so you weren't out for the night?
No, we just stayed in. Stayed in and she bought me a nice Parramatta jersey. Do you want to have a look at it?
No, thanks.
Okay.
Moving on.
Any chocolate body paint?
No, plenty of chocolate, but and she ate it.
17 years is almost as long as Parramatta have won the comp.
Nearly. Can we have enough of the Parramatta bit now?
Hey, who do you play this week?
Nobody. We get 2 points.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about the game that just happened, are we, Gary?
How's Barley looking?
Later. I just wanted to invite the Barley. Keep them coming in. Okay, the first one's from Nicole. Why do Platinum members not get the option to purchasing their seats for the home semi-final? Instead, it's a shit fight to get good tickets on Ticket Tech. Nicole.
100% agree.
100%
There's been nothing but shambles on the internet all week about it. But the problem is, I've been told, is that we're not just fighting for everyone else that's a member. We're fighting against, I don't know, for example, say, because we don't know who we're playing yet, say Cronulla. We're fighting their members. We're fighting every single person that's a member of a club can get them tickets at that time too. This is what I've been told. So there's going to be a lot of, I'll put it politely and I'm going to say, it's out there that are going to buy the tickets with no intention of going to try sell them for a lot more.
I don't know if it's Ticket Tech or Ticketmaster either, but either way, it's really Ticketmaster. Well, it's hard to get tickets.
Yeah, it's bullshit. And, like, you know, there's a lot, I'm not just saying that because we're no special to everyone else, but, you know, like, we have 5 platinum memberships all year. You pay that good hard-earned money for it and you don't even get the first choice for that seat.
And you'd be happy to pay extra for the good seats.
That's right. But, you know, you pay all year to sit in that one seat. You want it for this, you know?
Continue.
You guys should be getting first priority to it.
Oh, I think so too. And there's a lot of others in the same boat.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll want to sit in their seats. But I, for the life of me, will not go and sit after paying all that good money to sit in our good seats all year. I will not sit up in the nosebleed section. I'll walk around the ground the whole day watching who have to.
Not only that, though, your secret, your AAN number that you've got to put in when you buy the tickets to be able to get access to the tickets, if someone's not going, they can give their number out to somebody else to use.
Well, there's a lot of people going on there today, what are the tickets worth? I might go, you know. Well, you haven't supported the team all year. Now that they're in the finals, you want to support them?
Yeah, wrong.
Well,
It's
off
wrong.
you go. Leave it to the loyal supporters that have been there through thick and thin. But it's going to be a shit fight, I'm telling you.
what would be good if the, like you said, they buy and the scalpers want more money for them, is no one buy them and leave them with the scalpers, but then you're only biting your own nose off.
They should be not transferable or whatever. Whoever buys them can't sell them.
Yeah, 100%.
So anyway, stop it, because it's ludicrous. So you get, you know, a family, use us for an example again, the family of 5 that'll be going. You know, we're not millionaires. How can you afford off the scalpers, for example? Like, you know, what's a ticket going to be worth? A couple $100 a ticket? Or something like that? 100 and something? They'll be wanting double that. Well, there was some bloke last week trying to sell us 2 tickets in a bay, 35. He reckons
55.
55, he was reckoning $350 or 2.
It's wrong. It's definitely wrong.
I don't mind paying a little bit extra, but
Highway robbery there.
yeah, I think so. But anyway.
That shows you there's no loyalty, really, doesn't it?
No, well, I most certainly wouldn't be selling our tickets, that's for sure. Even when we couldn't make it because we went with our, had our daughter's wedding and stuff, we gave our seats away. We never sold them. So, yeah.
Well, we worked that one out pretty easy. This is from Galvin Gordon. Should the NRL introduce a pre-finals bye week?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, could possibly work, but
Instead of resting a couple of players, you can rest the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, it could work, but then it also could go against you because you're in that momentum, you're in that groove. So it's a catch-22. I mean, if you Parramatta and you actually were in the finals, it would be a good week for you this week. Just that it didn't work out for you, but it would have been perfect. It would have been absolute perfect.
I'm with it. What do you reckon, Corey?
I think it helps a lot of people, especially in the club, if there's a lot of injuries, a lot of niggles to get over, and have that bye week and then come fresh the following week. Yeah, I don't mind it.
You just train hard.
Yeah, I got no dramas with it, but that's something you can put towards me next year in the chairman's meeting.
Sounds good.
Or the NRL.
Yeah. VC, me, vice chairman.
Vote 1, Smitter. This is from Lisa Prescott. Who has been the buy of the year across all teams? Who has the best performing NRL and NRLW player so far? There's 3 questions in that, and it's all good.
Buy of the year. I know you want me to say Gamble.
Oh, yeah, actually, now you say it.
Or Marzu.
There's a few, I'm telling you, to be honest, but
Across
I'll go
all
last.
teams.
I'll go
Across
last. There's no
all
influence.
teams.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Me, Hopgood.
You're welcome.
Well, that'll be one of them, definitely.
Sonny Luke says hi.
Well, we won't go there.
No,
but
we'll
yeah.
get into that later.
That'll be one for me, but
I said mine.
yeah. What about women? Any?
No, the is it Tamika Upton?
Tamika Upton?
Yeah, but where'd she come from? Knights.
Oh, yeah, she was nice last year. She's probably your pick for player, the best player so far.
Not the buy of the year, obviously, because
Just by the year, I think it was for the men's. For me, obviously, for us, I can't go past the 2 of Marju and Gamble, obviously. But Hopgood's got to be in there. But yeah, with the NRLW. What was the second part of the question, sorry?
Who has been the best performing NRL and NRLW player so far?
Well, the best NRLW for me is Upton, I think, playing well.
100%.
At the NRL, the men's, Appy Coruscant.
Agree.
Payne Haas for men.
What was that?
Payne Haas for the men.
Oh, sorry.
No. Get that out of you. Tamika Upton for the girls. And I don't mind for the Warriors, Jackson Ford, who come over from the Dragons this year.
He's been
very consistent.
But I can't go past.
Throw in. That's the obvious margin, but yeah, as another one.
And also, you know, for one of the players, well, he's not going to get the recognitions about the Player of the Year, but one I think deserves a special mention there is Leo Thompson. To be honest, I know they're from my team, but I think they've had a pretty stellar year, and he's only young. So,
Question 4, and the last one out of this lot. It's from Jordan Grady. What changes should be made to the game for 2024? I reckon it's a good question, that.
Can we get rid of the 6 again rule? I don't like it.
I do.
I hate it.
I'd like it when on the first tackle and when they're in front of their goal mouth or whatever and they hold them down and they get a 6 again. Well, they've only had one tackle. March them 10 and then give them their
Or if it's when it's like that and it's blatantly obvious, like you said, it's got to be something like a bit more because they do it too obvious, and maybe give them a 7 set, an extra one.
Well,
I'm
march
not
them
sure.
10 and then give them their 6
Yeah,
again.
but if they're right on the line, when they're holding them down, you can't march them anymore. Maybe it's got to go with 7. But I don't mind it. But yeah,
I'd like to see them be able to rule on forward passes.
100%.
Just about
100%.
100%. And I can't say that because I'm going to run it next year, so I had to get someone else to put it forward. So thanks. Nah, but if you got all the technology there, why are we not using it?
I don't know why it's not a rule.
They go, camera angles are different, They're blatantly obvious.
Where's the ref?
If they don't score, it goes back to it. But if they score, they go ahead with it. Strange.
Yep.
And there's so many tries awarded that shouldn't be awarded for forward pass, or even there's some that go forward pass, but they weren't.
Yep.
So we've got to rule on forward pass. That's the big one for me.
Another one that I like to see is on the 5th tackle they run it. They get tackled before the line, or in their own play. They get up and they carry the ball back and then they drop it and roll it and whatever. 5th tackle, you get up from the ball and leave the ball on the ground right where you got tackled.
Yeah.
So the other team can get it and the ref can play on. If you're not ready, they just take off. I don't like the way they just cart the ball off and whatnot. That's me.
Yep.
But also, I just had a memory blank now. I had another one, but
Go to Corey.
yeah, Corey.
What are we talking about again? Sorry.
Rule changes for
Rule
next year.
well,
Changes for 24.
rule changes. Well, I said the 6 again,
You got
and
shot down
and I
that
did
one.
say the forward pass as well. I've always wanted the forward passes to be adjudicated on.
I'd like to see scrums come back.
Yeah, well, so, yeah.
Fight for
They
it.
said they made it like it is so the game's faster. They put it in the lock's feet and he calls it back to do it again. Hello?
Yeah.
Pat down like the union?
Not so much in the game, but it's for me. I would like to bring in a rule of one marquee player is exempt from the cap. So one player, each team has a marquee player, and his salary is exempt from the cap.
You mean like Ponga?
Yeah,
Yep.
and like you'll have Cleary, you'd have Mitchell
The
Moses,
expensive players?
you would have nobody.
Ben Hunt.
The ball boy.
Hunt,
The
but-
ball boy.
You know what I mean? And that's
Yep.
exempt from your cap. Because look at the Knights this year, we've lost so many players too because we can't fit them in. And
Yeah, it was sad to. I'm sure we'll talk about it later, but it was sad to see the ones that are going.
it was sad for Lockie Fitz, but it also wasn't. You know what I mean? Because he's going on to, it was his choice to go to England, and it's another exciting chapter in his career. But it was still sad. He's been a huge part of the Knights, but to me, the one that really stood out for me was Kurt Mann. Doesn't want to go, loves the place, and Lockie Miller.
Yeah, it looks like Kurt's not going to St George.
No,
Can't
Bulldogs.
blame him. No, I'm only joking.
Bulldogs, or
There's two options.
There's another option, but we will not let on in case it's not public yet. But yeah, what indications do look good for the Bulldogs? I guess it's now just if they can come to a deal. But to be honest, I think he'd go great at the Dogs.
They might turn him off with what's happening, which
No.
we will also talk about later. But
But you got Crichton,
yeah,
all that kind of, all them.
Falling apart.
Sorry about that, but,
yeah,
Falling apart.
but these type of players, Kurt would be a huge, inclusion in there, and
so will Crichton. Yeah.
with Crichton and that, and I think Kirk could go as far as going, well, he could play 5'8" for him, to be honest. Like, what's Toby Sexton? He's halfback. Who's their other 5'8" option, really?
Not too many. Well, that Brown, that was what the Dogs is now with the Knights.
The dude from the Rabbits.
Oh, Blake Taff.
He's going, but
Yeah.
there's options. Kirk could go to 14 even, but I think he'll go great there. That's my opinion.
Is Gus Gould trying to do a Wayne Bennett by the team?
Well, I think
and then
so.
they have no depth.
I was yelling at Gus on the weekend. Gus was walking around. I was telling him, get his checkbook out, sign up, man. But he didn't want to borrow it.
Didn't want to borrow of anyone.
He's pretty cranky.
What do you think about the marquee players being capped at 1 million
Yeah, that's what I said before too.
instead of 1.6? And because that 0.6, like you said, can open the door for a lot of other good players.
Well, we probably could have kept
Keep them.
Kurt and someone else.
Yep. Just cap it at 1 million. For
I don't think,
marquees.
like, this is no disrespect to any player at all. Pong on the lot. But I don't think any player is worth over $1 million. End of the day, they're only playing football. When we've got doctors and nurses out there that are saving lives.
The other one I'd like to see changed is keeping the contracts to 2 to 3 years, and you've got to honour that contract to the end.
Yes.
Not this 10-year contract stuff.
That's
You
too
sign
far.
on the dotted line, mate, and then they just, I'm right for the next 10 years. No, not for me.
The biggest thing is breaking contracts. It's
Yeah.
frustrating.
You're not worth a pinch of shit these days. To
No.
be honest.
They either serve the contract out or go down a grade.
Well, that's the word in the bar this week, isn't it?
That's the word in the bar, and thank you. Keep them coming in.
Anyway, we might take a short break and be back shortly.
Palmy or Palmer, it doesn't matter where you're from. It's Palmy, by the way. The best schnitzels in town are just around the corner at Harry's, where they cook chicken the way nature intended, flattened, crumbed and golden. Nothing beats a good schnitzel. There are burgers, there's chips, there's all sorts of wonderful food there to be had. Grab yourself a Harry's loyalty card, get on down and enjoy some of the best chicken you'll ever have. It's really good schnit. Get on to Harry's at the Junction, Jesmond, Marketown, Thornton, Erina and Toronto. It is Sasquatch approved. It is Nighttime Podcast approved. Harry's Schnitzel's the best in town.
All right, guys, and welcome back. And it's time for what caught my eye this week, and I'll start off. First one for me, I thought it was good, and I know a lot of people going, it was a bit of a dog act. It was Joe Tarpany's hit on Reece Walsh. He'll still play. Like, people said, you could see you're sort of injured. Well, who's that player that faked an injury before, and then all of a sudden he ran for the Roosters?
Yeah. Was it Suoliti?
Yeah, well, he done the same thing, and I mean, what a hit was it? It was a huge hit on Reece Walsh. Sent him into next year. I thought it was great, to be honest.
And Walters, what's the coach's name? Kevy
Kevy.
Walters. He actually said Reece is a bit cheeky like that, so he kind of deserved it. Not
There
in
you
those
go.
not in those exact words, but it was something
But
similar.
there was nothing in it either. After it, Reece Walsh got up and, Tarpany shook hands and that. So I think it was great, to be honest. My second one, yes, I do have two tonight, was the text messages at South Sydney that have been leaked.
So that's where it starts.
Yeah, there's do you want to read them out? Or should we just post them on the... I mean, everyone's seen it all, but there's quite a large...
So do we know who it's from? Russell Crowe?
Is this all the stuff that's been leaked out about Sam Burgess and whatnot? How they
Yes.
didn't want him?
Yes.
Yeah. So it goes, how's things, my mate? Where to start? Things not real good right now. Internally, we're done. JD, Jason Demetriou, won't listen to Sam. Sam and Cody, along with Trell and Cookie, have no heart as they spend more time on the rubbing table when they should be spending that time training and leading by example. Trell openly said to Keon, you can train like a first grader or chill with the Origin boys. Well, everyone is wondering why Keon isn't progressing. Keon is in real danger right now of becoming the next Dave Taylor. Trell should have played the Broncos. He felt it would give the team a boost to make up the top four it needed with the best player in the game returning a week later. When Trell told the boys at training, Arrow went for Trell, telling him he has more respect for Trell's shadow than he does for Trell himself. Cody and Trell not on great terms at the moment either. They clash a lot at training. It's an old-fashioned standoff on who is the team leader. Lurch is stuffed, toughest kid you'll come across. I've seen him after games struggling to breathe. That's how bad his sternum is. Who's Lurch?
Could be Jed Cartwright, is it?
Or would it be, what's the centre?
Oh, Campbell Graham.
Campbell Graham.
Good player.
And there's this Sam got to Trell telling him that to win comps you play and train hurt with the boys that are doing the same for you. Trell's reply was, I have 2 rings, Sammy, you got Greggy's. Sam then told Trell you also got 30 kilos on every fullback in the comp and Tommy T will be the next Origin fullback on one leg. A few more words were exchanged with Sam winning those by telling Trell he's only a few years away from being milked like the cows on his farm because that's how fat he's going to be. Trell flew to Perth to watch the boys play on a different plane due to the tensions between him and everyone else. While things have been mended, it's as they say, you don't forget. Cam is considering rugby right now. He's telling JD for weeks on weeks that he's not a front row forward. He has serious concerns for his body. He also went in.
And that was the last one. That was Sam.
Wow.
It's like there's something missing, but
Small missing to it, but
Wow.
that's pretty heavy.
did I say a couple of weeks ago that there's trouble at South?
Yep.
Yes.
And you could tell. And you could tell when we played them, there was issues there. But
Latrell didn't want to be there.
that's right. And, you know, we've got a little bit of backlash this week from people saying about we're picking on Latrell. Well, I'm not. If the shoe fits, lace that slipper up, Cinderella, and wear the bitch.
I
Because
bet those same people are okay to pick on Luai
100%.
and anyone
Or
else
Ponga.
that stands out, or Reece Walsh.
And there's no racial in it at all, nothing like that, because, you know, people were saying the same thing about the Sharks did last week.
Nico Hines.
Nico Hines. Luke Combs thing, that's all a joke. Excuse me, but this is leaked from inside.
Yeah.
And you could tell, I mean, I'm just an outsider, and I could tell before this was leaked, I said there's an issue between Cody and Latrell. Well, obviously there is. So, one has to go, I feel. So who do you let go?
Latrell.
100%, because in my eyes, he thinks he's the biggest player in the game. And like he said in the TV interview the other week, I put bums on seats. Well, I hate to tell you, mate, I don't go to football to watch that bullshit. So that's what caught my eye this week. I think there's trouble in paradise at South, and it's not fair on the South Sands. And there's no player bigger than any other player in the game. Like, I don't like the bullshit of I'm king of the game. Because there's 12 other players on that park as well. And to be honest, okay, who's the best player in the game?
Oh, have to be
Today,
today. Cleary's up there.
Gary?
Cleary.
Adam Reynolds.
Well, there's 2 that are better than him already. Tyson Gamble, third. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's just, to me, that's selfish and pig-headed. And I don't care what people say. There's no racial in it because some of our best friends are different race, and we are the furthest from race.
Yes.
You just need some humble pie.
That's right, but I mean, he could be a good player. Just pull your head in, mate. You know, like there's, like come on, Sam Burgess is gone. He's a South Sydney great.
Yes.
But I think it was last year. We had heaps of kids, as we do, come down, and they were calling out to Latrell because they wanted photos or whatever, and he just ignored every single one of them, which I thought was rude.
He was too busy for the cameras.
Look at me, look at me.
But you go to Penrith last week, got beaten by.
Beaten. They got their butts handed to them.
That's right.
What was that, Kylie?
You heard me.
But what happened?
See you in the grand final. Oh, wait. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Penrith still stayed out
Exactly.
for a good hour after the game and signed all them autographs.
Because your fans are there, win, lose, or draw.
That's right.
Yep.
So appreciate that.
Yeah. That's what caught my eye. Sorry, guys, it was an extended long one, but
all right.
I thought it needed
100%
addressing
right,
because.
100% right.
But I think also, you know, this is not fair on the South fans out there. they've paid their hard-earned money each week to make people like that richer when he's not showing any respect back to them fans. And the club and the emblem. That pride that you pull that jersey on for. Anyway, moving on.
Righto. So I've come up with Dylan Lucas's first meat pie in the NRL, and wasn't it a good one?
It was.
Yeah.
And then he got a cramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you know how they say, when you score your first try, it's you remember it for a long time. Well, he's going to remember this one for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And wasn't it like 3 players or 4 players rushed up to help him with his cramp?
Yeah.
All of them were on top of him at one stage. It stacks on the middle.
But not only that, he probably ran about 30, 40 metres, break 4 tackles. See you later. Over the line.
Going to be a good player coming through. So, that was really good. But,
All right, so I've got 2. The first one is the Panthers and Eels game. Sonny Luke was just showing Jermaine Hopgood where the sunny don't shine and shoved his finger up his butt. But you were saying they're mates, so it would have been like a cheeky dig.
Yeah, it was. They come through.
Pardon the pun.
I didn't even realise I said that. But who would... A cheeky dig.
Well.
But who would do that? Like... Buttholes freak me out. Like I'd be like, I need some hand sanitizer, quick.
We'll go to bed tonight and we'll play Hopgood.
You go anywhere near it and you're coming back with a nub. You'll have no fingers.
They come through the grades together through Penrith, and it's just a little. I know you can't do it. You gotta, hey, do that again. You'll find yourself in hot water.
I don't think you'll do it again.
Yeah, so
I'll just hope old mate wiped his butt properly before it happened.
But it was funny when you look back.
I heard he was good on the hop after it though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, everyone knows it now. If you do something like that, it's the hopper. So,
and it's funny how it was on a guy named Hopgood.
I don't know if he felt that good after it, but.
My second one was the Raiders and Broncos game. With 5 minutes to go, the camera panned to Ricky Stewart. And obviously he takes a loss to heart. Like, every single loss hurts him. Well, you can't blame him. Like, he wears his heart on his sleeve. But he mouthed the words, fuck off, to the camera guy.
I've seen that.
My issue is with this, I thought it was funny that he got caught. But, there is a but.
Yes.
This week, the camera guy come out and have a look at you go. Nick Bell, cameraman for Fox. His reply was, haha, I'm the camera operator that received the abuse. Glad it was caught on live camera this time, as he pretty much does it every game.
Which is wrong.
It is. End of the day, like Ricky Stewart is a good coach. He's a good bloke, probably off the camera. Canberra's a great club that doesn't need this. And I'm sorry, Ricky, but them cameras make your money to pay your paycheck.
Exactly.
That's the issue I have with it.
Unfortunately, he's from an era where there's not many cameras that used to be around, you know what I mean? So,
But, I've got another but. If he's made to be more polite on camera, Wayne Bennett should be made more to be a bit more
Polite.
instead of
growling.
arrogant. So, yeah, but it was good. It made some good camera view. But, yeah, let him say what he wants, but maybe... Yeah.
Not while
Not
the
at
camera's on you.
end of the day, but the cameraman's just doing his job.
I think they go to every losing coach. Like, it's just what they do to see
Been
their
on,
reaction.
been on O'Brien at the start of the year.
Look at Craig Bellamy.
Bellamy, I was about to say.
Yeah.
What about Benji Marshall?
What?
St George coach.
What did I miss?
Well, they haven't won money.
Oh.
So, sorry,
in.
Gary.
Anthony Griffin's already been punted, mate.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, I tell you what, that new coach, intern coach, come through. He's doing some.
He's doing
good
okay.
No, he's doing some good footy. Anyway, yeah, Gary.
At the Knights and Sharks game, Paul Gallen was on the sideline and spent a big part of the first half with his head down on his phone. You would think he'd be watching his beloved Sharks play.
Yeah, he's on the phone a lot.
Which is not good, really.
No.
Was he on the phone or was he having a nap?
No.
I don't know.
The Sharks had a nap.
I know he came out in the second half with a big bag of snakes and a can of V and something else.
But-
Maybe he was having a nap
I
then.
found it weird, but obviously we're up close to everything where we are. There was a cameraman and you could see he had this new U-Butte camera that looked like a Ghostbusters Vakeman pack.
To
you
take
could
the weight off them.
Yeah, and you could see on the screen what he was filming. He was zooming in on, what was her name?
Darcy
McDonald's
or something.
hair.
Yeah.
And he was on her hair a lot. Apparently he's doing a documentary, but I think it might be called Wank Bank Number 2 because it was rather creepy.
I got the better of me in the second half, and I went over to the security guard and said, I'm getting serial killer vibes from this bloke just shooting this camera straight at this lady's head. He goes, oh no, we thought the same thing. But yeah, it's a documentary.
On Pantene?
No, Decore.
No idea, but he just looked really strange doing it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll go one better, Heads and Shoulders.
It actually, it was creepy, to be honest. Like,
Pretty much the whole game he was shooting at her head.
But,
That's going to be a good documentary.
no.
It's called Hair.
Yeah.
My second one is when Jerome Luai, good player, nearly scored over the line and popped his shoulder. How many Parramatta players were straight there and calling to the ref?
I
He was hurt.
give Parramatta credit there. They do
They're
do
rival
actually.
clubs, and they
Yeah.
didn't even leave him. Just went straight to him.
Even when Cleary had
Yeah.
hired Mitchell Moses,
A couple of years ago, yeah.
it probably wasn't hard enough. But no, sorry, I meant no.
Normal people would want to fight and
But
stick up with their teammate.
Parramatta went straight over and was
Yeah.
like, we know you better than that.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so, credit where credit's due. And, they were a pretty good club like that. So,
That's what caught my eye. For
yeah,
this week.
Scary, I gave him a rap.
Bloody hell. Am I dreaming?
Probably.
No, I'm away.
Nah, but,
It won't last long though.
nah. Anyway, we might get into a bit of around the grounds of the...
Are we doing our 3, 2, 1s?
Oh, yeah, sorry, just a little bit ahead of myself there. So, 3, 2, 1. So this week I'll start off while I'm here. Number 3, my 3 points went to Ponga. I think he's playing some rather good football. He's goal kicking in return. And still didn't want to come off when he hurt his shoulder.
You could tell the poor bugger was in pain.
And then also another thing, when he ran off and the crowd were, giving him a round of applause, he acknowledged the crowd and said thank you. I mean, that's a long, it doesn't take much, especially when the players run out too.
Yes.
I mean, I think all the Knights players do. All the boys give the kids high five, but I'm not saying names or teams or whatever, but I have noticed some when they run out that don't give the kids high five. Well, you know what I mean? Like, just tap them. They just run up the middle. And I just think, well, the kids are your future, mate. It's not hard, is it? Anyway, 2 went to Marju Castle. Greg Marju. Another stellar game, I thought. Is just stopping that bloke.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, and a good guy too. My 1 point went to Dane Gagai. I thought, he's played well ever since being dropped from Origin, to be honest. Can't praise him enough. And my 2 special mentions this week. 1 went to Dylan Lucas, what he played well, and Gamble, his kicking game. I think he's starting to steer the ship rather well and earning his money, that's for sure.
Oh, he certainly got him in the right direction, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Would you like me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. So I gave my points to 3. My 3 points to Ponga. I thought he ignited the side, especially in the second half when it was a very tight first half. Especially that run that he made from his own end down to about the 20-metre line. I think that started the...
But I think that goes back to confidence.
Yeah.
And it took a while to get over these head knocks.
Yes.
And I'll say it again. Gamble and whoever's playing halfback at the time, mainly Jackson Hastings, but Clune in the last few weeks have took a lot of pressure off Ponga.
Yes.
And it allows him to do this magic out the back. So a lot of credit's got to go to the halves and even the forwards as well.
Yes, and also when he got knocked, everyone feared the worst, thinking it was his head, but it was actually his shoulder, so that was, sigh of relief there for him. My 2 points and my 1 point actually are both in the engine room this week. Jacob Safidi made 178, 90 metres, somewhere around about that, played, and Leo Thompson also made 140 odd metres, and he gave my 1 point.
That doesn't surprise me, Leo. He just keeps going.
Getting better and better each week.
I think the best thing for Leo was Clement leaving, to be honest, because he's really said, "Hold my beer, I'll step up here," and really making a go of it. So Jeez, bro.
My 3 go to Ponga. As usual, he was all over the field playing his butt off till obviously he got injured. 2 to Dom Young. That first try was a try. I don't care what anyone says.
Yes.
It's not his fault he's got big feet.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it hit the line. But
If anything, it was sort of... It's hard to not say he didn't get it down first. You know, I don't believe there was enough evidence to say, he went out before. So it shouldn't the benefit of the doubt go to the attacking team?
you'd think
At
so.
least he got his try later on.
It's going to be sad to see him
And
go.
do you know how-
100% it is.
Sorry.
Sorry, do you know how we were discussing that we broke the record? He's actually equalled the record. So
Yeah. So this
But he should have
weekend-
broke it.
should have broke it, yeah.
This weekend coming, he might.
Well, you'll get 3 this weekend.
And Best, that's self-explanatory. He's a beast.
And only getting better.
And it was hard not to throw in a point for Phoenix Crosland because
Yes.
he's just a gun.
But have you noticed, ever since we introduced Phoenix to Little Dragon, Phoenix's love for Little Dragon is, and he's playing great. So this week's Little Dragon Player of the Week is Phoenix Crosland. So
Do I get my 3, 2, 1 before you do that, or
Oh, you can now.
okay? Ponga for 3, as usual. He played brilliant. I thought Clune had a really good game.
Yes.
For
Yeah,
2.
he did.
I thought he went really well, and the ever great winger, because it could have gone a few ways, but I went to Greg Marju for 1. But
And
there was a few there that could have got it.
Well, this week, Ponga's the night of the round.
Yes.
That one stands out.
But also, I will say, speaking to Marju, loves the place, and he wants to stay here forever. But so did come out today. There was an article that you shared on Tyson Gamble, and he absolutely loving the place too. So he only signed for 2 years. So next year he's off contract. So I reckon we should wrap those two up pretty soon.
Well,
No, they're a big part of our future, I think, and I think clubs are going to come knocking to try and poach him.
Jerome Luai leaves Panthers maybe after next year, so there might be a spot for Gamble.
Yeah, no, we'll keep him in Newcastle.
And then if they actually get an 18th team, he might be in.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I'm saying, like, they'll want to go for him if he wants to.
He's Newcastle, mate. We'll give him the lighthouse.
Well, I'm saying that. What I'm saying is
No,
that you
you're
want to
dead
snap
right.
him up.
You're dead right. Marju, there's going to be a few that they're going to come looking at, but yeah, I just think we need to probably act sooner rather than later, like it showed with Dom Young. Yeah.
Anyway, the hierarchy at Newcastle Knights, it's gamble time.
Well, yeah, it's time to gamble. Get your cards out and let's get him. But yeah, that was our night of the round. So, well, sounds of it, I think KP might be still winning the.
Yes.
Yeah, by slightly. I think there's a couple on his heels, but he's still in the front running. So might have to add to his little tattoo collection.
Purnell's Awards and Apparel is your one-stop shop for everything you might need for your business or your sporting club. Have a listen to this. There are corporate awards, cups, trophies, display cases, drinkware, giftware, medals, perpetuals, plaques and shields, and even apparel. There's so much there. It's great stuff. It's great quality at a great price. Head down to Purnell's in 2 locations, purnells.com.au or email winner@purnells.com.au.
But anyway, let's jump into some of the games from last week, eh? Some results. First up,
Skip
I'm
that one.
sorry.
Yep. We'll go to the Friday night game. Warriors and Dragons.
I will say, but Penrith 18 went down to the Eels 32. Eels did play well. No denying that. But the Panthers
Had
probably...
some good players out.
Yeah, and they didn't play their best football. But credit's got to go back to the Eels for making them
no
play
Moses.
that way.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
Moses.
but credit's got to go to the Eels for making them play that badly. Like people go, oh, they played shit. But why did they play shit? No, there was a period where they started coming back, but too little too late. But, you
Cleary
know,
never gave up.
sorry?
Cleary never gave up.
No, it never does. But my thing is here, they go, Luai's a big loss. Yeah, he is. But do you know who the bigger loss is? And it showed last week.
Yeah,
Dylan Edwards?
100%.
Dylan Edwards. Yeah, to me, he is the best fullback in the game. I know Ponga's playing some unreal football and he has of late, but I still think even over Teddy, Dylan Edwards is probably the premier fullback in the game, I feel.
Most consistent week in, week out for me.
Well, the Eels have stopped the Panthers from becoming the first team to win 9 consecutive matches for 4 seasons in a row.
And they could have wrapped up the minor premiership.
Yeah, they may have blown it. It depends on this weekend's results.
No, they'll win it. They'll win it.
Well, Melbourne and Broncos are going to be a hard game to pick because they're both resting a lot of players.
Which comes back to our question earlier. If you have the bye,
Yes,
you wouldn't have to rest them.
that's
No.
right.
Yeah, I still
Uh,
think they'll get over it. But
Marcus Evo has now scored 33 tries in his past 36 games, including 20 just this season.
he'd have to be out there one of the leading try scorers
I
this
think
year.
21. I
21.
think Dom Young's 21. Ravalaba's on 20, 21. And he's another couple.
How many's Johnson on?
Alex Johnson.
He's just below.
I think Dallin Wateni Zalesniak's on about 20 as well.
Yeah, he has to become close. He gets like 3 games.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't hold the knife too much into you there. Let you.
Oh, mate, I was so sour after that game.
I wasn't game to text anything.
Someone didn't get lucky that night. I was too depressed.
No.
I can hear Dean's mum now. It's only a game. I take it to heart.
Just a little. You think I'm bad? I kid you not. Seriously, before my passing, it has to be a Penrith Knights grand final. Because I'm telling you, the week leading up to it, we'll have cameras in the house and it will be a series in itself. It will be absolutely gold.
Still has the potential to have it this year, mate.
I
Yeah.
bags on the camera with Shano, and we'll just get pizzas in and
I'll call in sick.
just keep it like reality. A smit of reality.
Can we call it Big Sister instead of Big Brother? It could be, you know.
I would
Well,
be.
it's- no disrespect, Kylie, you're not real that big.
Big heart.
I'm big where it
Big
matters.
Yeah, big heart.
Anyway, moving on to the Warriors 18 over the Dragons 6. So I won't stay too much on this one either.
Oh, no, you can. I thought the Dragons actually played quite well, considering.
Keeping to 18-6.
It
Pretty
was,
good.
it was only 10-0 for a big period of time.
This is what I'm worried about.
Corey's probably numb to it now anyway. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, but this is what I'm worried about.
What, used to losing this year? Yeah.
I am. I went through it for years.
Yeah.
That's why I can rip you off.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I've
okay.
been there, done that.
That's right.
But this is what I'm worried about this week. St George are playing into some form. And they've got nothing to lose. Like, they're going to throw it around knowing that after this week they'll pull the boots off and go to Bali. They've got nothing to lose, I'm telling you. If we go down there,
And they don't need to rest players.
no. If we go down there and we're thinking this is going to be easy, we'll get our pants pulled down, they'll put 50 on us.
The bed sheet's back this week. I thought he was back last week, but he's back from suspension this week.
Oh, the bed sheet. They need to get rid of him, to be
Why?
honest.
Overrated.
No, I don't think so. I think the club stood by him with all that stuff that was going on. So,
Yeah, but did he do it?
you know, in
Yeah.
the court of law, it says he hasn't. So,
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, well, if he's proven like that, I guess he gets to play.
That's what caught my eye, but I forgot. Did you watch the very start of that game? It was like 7 seconds in or something, and
Yes.
it looked like St George
I was
scored.
listening to it on the radio because I just got home from work. Just coming home from work, and I heard it, and it was like 7 seconds. I was like, "Wow!" And
I
then,
was cooking dinner, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
and we all thought it was a try.
Yeah,
but they've-
from kickoff.
yeah,
But
That had-
I don't know.
The
how
only
long-
one that's been like that before has been in State of Origin once. It was Ryan Girdler,
okay.
13 seconds or something. So, yeah.
If
that's-
only it was a try, that would have been a record.
Oh, it would have been a try of the year, without a doubt. And I'm telling you, next year, the Dragons will not be. He's currently last.
Second last.
They will not be second last or last next year.
I
watch.
hope so.
You won't be. Them and the Dragons. The Dragons and the Tigers. You watch a change in them next year. 100%.
Well, I hope you were sitting here next time next year and you're saying this. We're saying the same thing.
No, they will be. They will be a changed club. New coach, some new players coming in. Yeah, they'll be a changed team. Same with Tigers.
They'll start
That's-
gelling together.
I like how you really have a lot of confidence in my team when I don't.
Well, I just see it for what it is, to be honest. Like, you got to look at the Tigers. They've had a pretty bad year. They've had a bit of injuries too. They've had coaching issues, board issues. But some of the games of late, they've just showed some potential. And there's some good players going there next year.
But I like their fullback, that Buller. He's a gun.
So, happy Coruscant. You watch things change next year, especially when Benji's got him for the full control. So, yeah, moving on. Warriors, still for me in my top 4. They had a few sort of form slump in the last couple of weeks, but still managed to get it across the line and win. Yeah, anyone know what's going on with Mitch Barnett?
I haven't seen him for a while.
No. Anyway, we'll look into that. But then when you got players like DWZ continuing each week to, and Sean Johnson, they will be in the top 4, that's for sure. The Dolphins, moving on, the Dolphins went down to the Cowboys 34-10. Not surprised there. Dolphins for me are, they're nothing, or not nothing, that's probably a bad word. They're not any premiership threat at all.
No.
They need, maybe this year was just a building year, so it'll be interesting to see next year. Cowboys, can the Cowboys do it
No.
This year or next year?
this year?
Who they got in the last round?
Penrith.
And will that keep them out if they don't win?
They have to rely on results. Roosters are probably going to be the if it comes down to it for and against.
I'd like to see the Cowboys and the Roosters out, but I think Penrith will bounce back and get the Cowboys.
I don't know about this weekend though, because he might be resting Isaiah Yeo. Who else was it? Liam Martin.
But to me, I wouldn't be, because you want that minor premiership tells me that you're the best team the whole year, and you want to win the JJ Gilton Shield. So yeah, I wouldn't be resting too many.
Extra $100,000.
Anyway, back to the Cowboys and Dolphins.
Yeah. So Cowboys, can they? Very disappointed. I had them winning the comp before any ball was kicked off this year, so I'm very disappointed there. Moving on, the Storm 37 over the Titans 16. No real surprise here. I think we all seen this coming.
Titans did come back to a degree. I think it was 18 all. It was pretty. And
Storm.
16 all. And
Storm ran away.
yeah, Storm ran away as you'd expect.
Pappenhausen came off the bench in the 62nd minute.
Yes.
I didn't actually. This is one game I didn't watch. Did anyone see it? Where did he go? Back to fullback?
Didn't see it. No.
I'm thinking so.
I know Mooney was still there.
But I'd say he's been moved position.
Yeah.
I wrote that in our group this week. It's absolutely disgusting. Meany's played there all year, played some unreal football. Pappenhausen comes back in, says, move over, I'm in.
I
Tell
think
on.
they're resting Meany, aren't they? This
Maybe.
week coming.
Maybe. But is that just an excuse to put
Happy back in.
Yeah, I don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Are they resting Pappenhausen too? I thought
No,
I saw-
he's playing.
Oh, okay.
He's starting.
Roosters 32 over the Tigers 8. A bit of controversy in this game.
Jared.
Yeah, gone for 2 charges. He's headbutt was one of them. Well, come on,
Stupidity.
Hey?
Stupidity.
Yes, I'd still like to play one game against him.
You'd get sent off, but you'd be hoping for the standing ovation.
He'd probably belt me as well, but
Then you'll say you should have seen the other guy.
but it will it'll be well worth it. So it'll be fun. And then hit on Abby Coruscant late. It was just a dog act.
Yeah.
They started 3 different little altercations in that one. So that was a good part about it.
Well, Clemmer's getting his first spoon this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
no, hang on. He would have got it with the Knights.
Did he get it one with the Knights?
He wasn't
No,
there.
No, when he was at the
About
Knights.
the Bulldogs.
No, I don't think so. He was at the. I think they grand finalist.
Might be his first ever spoon then.
I'd say it is, and a lot of people going, ha, Clement, how's the swap going for you? Well, Clement never wanted to go. He had no choice. That's why he was so filthy when we played him in the first game, because he still had some, hurt against the club.
Yeah, you can't blame him.
So you can't blame Paul Clem. Clem, I'm telling you now, mark my words, Clement will retire. He'll end up with a job back at the Knights when he retires.
Yes.
You watch. Loves the club. Anyway, poor old Tag boys. The Raiders 18 went down to the Broncos 29. Not a bad game. Patches of it, I thought it was pretty good.
Rapana was placed on report for an alleged trip on Broncos winger Selwyn Cobbo.
Yeah. I don't know if it was intentional. I think it was more of a reaction because he was going out. But yeah, I mean, consistency, I suppose. So, yeah, can the Cowboys? Can the Raiders do it?
Well, they can definitely make the 8.
Do you see him having some late form surge and giving a good of a
No, because Corey Horsburgh has now gone.
Yes, the big ginger cat.
I believe they will be knocked out first week of the finals.
And Papali'i, he's not. He's a big loss.
He's gone for the season.
He's a big loss.
Papali'i's gone for the season.
Yeah, no, sorry, Shane. I think Canberra's gone, mate. Unfortunately, because I do like Canberra. And Canberra
I like Papali'i.
Yeah, I like the ginger cat, to be honest. I do. I like the ginger cat. He's he wears his heart in his sleeve. He's not afraid to. He cried on the field about it all, and he gets a bit of aggression, gives it his all. I like the bloke. I think he's he's good. And quite a lot of ex-Newcastle players in there too. But
and another one going next year.
Yeah, Simi Sasagi. Anyway, so it might be the Canberra Knights. No, they got a few. Anyway, moving on to the Bulldogs 24 went down to the Bin Chickens 42. Yeah,
very disappointing year for the Dogs.
Well, there's some issues there too with players coming out saying that Cameron Cialdo's training is too harsh. It's a bit harsh when he expects us to be there from 8:30 to 5 every day for training. Are you serious? We work longer than that.
We don't do physical work like that though, but maybe Ciraldo's trying to replicate. Sorry. Yeah, Penrith's training.
100% he is.
And that's the biggest thing in games is fitness.
But I'm sorry, but when you're on the minimum there would probably be, probably 250, 300 grand a year. Harden it up, princess. You're on a lot of money. That's not a lot, and I don't reckon it would be every day from 8 to whatever. It'd just be a day here and there. And there's been some of the players have been branded lazy.
Well, this stat here tells you how lazy they are. The Bulldogs led the competition in missed tackles with 899 in 2023, leading into that game, and that continued with another 45 missed tackles on Sunday.
45 missed tackles.
I'm looking at the 899 for this season.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot, but, yeah, well, Tavita Pengai retired. Now he looks like he's coming out of retirement. Yeah, come on. If you're retired, you shouldn't be allowed to come back for 12 months.
12 months at least.
But, yeah, there is some issues there, but if they don't want to train, see ya. Maybe.
I'm sure there's plenty of others that will
I'll train.
do it.
Might take me twice as long to do the training, but for that kind of money, I'll do it.
We've seen you lace up boots and try and run 100 metres.
Hey, I won bloody washing machine and dryer.
Says a lot for the other competitors.
You won some hearts.
Yeah, I didn't I, Dale?
Suckhole.
I was talking about Corey.
I actually had a cheer squad on the side. It was funny. Moving on, are we? Yeah, no, there's one more. The Knights and Sharks, 32-6, obviously going along great. So hopefully it continues this weekend.
6 all at half time. They ran away with it in the second half.
Again on defence.
Yep.
Yes. And I think our kicking game, I know I've said it a lot, but I think our kicking game has improved a lot. Now, and especially now Ponga's not worrying too much about that. He's just worrying about his running game. I think that's really working for us.
And his confidence as well.
100%. Anyway, that's around the grounds for the men's for this week. So we might take a few short messages and be back shortly.
It seems that everywhere you look these days, you're going to find somebody covered in tattoos. Tattoos are common, not like they used to be. So what do you do if you are wanting some ink that stands out from the rest of the pack? Head on down to Sayers Ink, check out some of their award-winning work. They are a great friend and sponsor of the show. Jump on their website and look at some of the work from John, from Scott, Army, Dean, Jess, Mandy. Their work is stellar, obviously long-lasting, and you'll be happy with the result. Sayers Ink, we can't promise it won't hurt, but we can promise great results. Jump on to sayers-ink.com.au.
All right, guys, welcome back, and it's that time of night again. Time we go all the way up there to sunny Queensland and sunny Townsville and talk to Elliot. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, mate. How are you guys?
Mate, going well down here, mate. Looking good, so, yeah, life's good, eh?
Yeah, I mean, when you're in a position that, honestly, I can't remember the last time was where you can rest players, knowing that you've got a home final secured, yeah, things are pretty sweet in the Hunter.
Well, it was actually over the last 2 weeks, the atmosphere there, and yeah, absolutely electric. I haven't seen it like that for probably since 2001. I reckon, going back as far as that's what it reminds me of. But I actually get the feeling it's got a 97 vibe to it to me. The players just are playing for that jersey and the respect of the of the town, and that's just that vibe I get through. They just love the fans as well. So, mate, how was your trip down there the other week?
Yeah, it was outstanding. We went for the South game and got to watch the women win on the bell against Brisbane, which I think set up the rest of the afternoon. They were outstanding that day, and you mentioned it there. I hadn't been back to now McDonald Jones Stadium since 2017, I think, and it was the most fun I've had of a game there. It was outstanding, seeing 29,000 plus, which I know there was on the weekend again for Old Boys Day. It was pretty special.
Yeah, it was actually good to see some of the old boys you haven't seen for a while, and Ashley Gordon. Yep. I was lucky enough to be taught by Ashley Gordon, become good friends with him, and yeah, awesome guy. And I don't remember if you remember a young fella called Trent Estefio. Remember Trent?
I've heard the name.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, only played a handful of first grade games, but yeah, he was there. So yeah, good to see Trent. But no, I got some of the old boys. The Chief was there.
I did see Adam Muir.
Yeah, like the Chief. Yeah, you can tell he's getting a bit older, but he hasn't changed. Like, he's got a little bit smaller, not the big boy he used to be, but it's just that smile. The Chief just constantly just walks around smiling, doesn't he? Absolute legend.
You know why he smiles a lot? Because he goes to the good feet store.
Yeah, moving on. I've had a few issues with me back and feet, and Kylie's pushing me to go to the good feet store.
I said if it's good enough for the Chief, it's good enough for you.
I mean, if he's still walking around and looking that good, however old he is, I would suggest you're probably right.
Yes,
yeah,
thank
that's
you.
Right. Mate, but on the weekend, mate, how'd you see the performance?
Yeah, it was probably, I know we've won 8 straight. I think it was that and the Melbourne one the most satisfying for me, in that we were outplayed the first 15 minutes. I thought the Sharks were shot out of a gun. And the fact the side, again, showed that defensive resolve that hasn't been there in so long. I think soft underbelly is probably a fair way to describe the Knights' defence for probably the last 15 plus years, but that's certainly not the case at the moment. The little effort plays, the Dylan Lucas tackle there that stopped Nakora. Speaking of Dylan Lucas, I thought he was so good, but that next man up mentality, I was concerned going in, reading team sheet, filling in for Fitzy, Nakora. They say it's often, it's true. He's the best hole running edge in the competition, and I thought Dylan had his number. I thought he was so good. And the try line defence, the way Kalen opened the game up in the second half. But I don't have enough good things to say about a lot of those players. Phoenix Crossland, again, was outstanding. And Tyson Gamble threw a pass I didn't know he had in his arsenal.
I'm not saying a word. Nah, but honestly, mate, the way, and even if there was a thing come out today that we were talking about earlier, a little thing in the media with interview with Tyson, and he just loves the place. So I reckon, we need to wrap him up big time. He's our future going forward, I feel.
Yeah, well, look, as you guys know, that club, and I'm talking about the fans, are so quick to embrace anyone that is all effort. And we've had players at that club in the past that haven't been that, and I don't mean to be rude by singling out someone like Joey Leilua, but you'd see him one week and he'd be outstanding and run for 200 metres, score 2 tries and whatever, and then the next week he looked like he didn't want to be there and be a turnstile in defence. We've had a lot of those players, and again, the last 15 years, and I know recruitment, big part of this recruitment class, your Adam Elliott's, your Tysons, your Jackson Hastings, is whether the team was coming 17th, first, or anywhere in between, the effort would never be questioned. And I think you look at every game this year, I know we got blown out against Parramatta. Outside of that, I don't think you can question the effort in any game.
Mm. And even some of our younger guys too, like a Phoenix, Leo Thompson.
Yep.
Really stepped up this year. Like we were just saying there earlier too, I think the best thing that happened to Leo Thompson, as hard as this for me to say it, is that David Clement leaving.
Yeah, I think Leo's, if he hasn't started every game, he would have gone close, and he's been Mr. Consistent. Some of the names you mentioned, it's funny, we actually spoke to Billy Walters today from the Broncos and talked about him being arguably the most improved player in the competition, and asked his take. He said, for me, I actually think it's Phoenix Collins at Newcastle. His rise to an outstanding number 9 to someone that could fill in has been so good. And then this weekend we get the chance to see another young kid that's gone from being a half to playing number 9 in Curry Jr., Riley Jones, makes his debut. He's been with the club, I think, 6 or 7 years through the under-14 system to start. He's another good story. I know that the club are pretty high on him.
Yeah, that's it. Good. Nothing wrong with a good curry, boy, that's for sure.
Braden was actually friends with him in school.
Yeah, our son was friends with him in school. So, and there was also a Curry, one of the girls is from Curry as well.
Ramanuck.
Yeah, that's it.
So, Curry's been a good breeding ground for rugby league players over the years. Mark Hughes, Johnny Sattler.
Yep.
There's not much else to do in Curry. There's pubs and servos.
Got to play footy.
I know they didn't come from here, but the Lenane boys all played at Curry.
Yes, they did. One of them owned this house that you're in.
Danny Lenane.
Danny.
Yeah.
That's who we bought the house off.
Yeah.
So a little bit of Knights royalty through the house. You must have known that.
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, well, there you go. But, yeah, no, mate, it's really that, pleasure feeling. Like you walk down the street too, and everyone, you just feel like at the stadium, everyone's got that vibe of happiness. And I tell you, mate, it's going to be hard to get some seats there on next Monday, trying to fight for them seats.
You're not wrong. We actually, before I left Newey after the second game, went and had a coffee with Peter Parr and his wonderful wife, Kira Lee, and they said exactly the same thing. They said there is a buzz around the place. When this team wins, as you know, it's the whole place. The energy to the whole place is just so different. It's outstanding, and you give credit to everyone that's involved at the club at the moment. I mean, to the point where Adam O'Brien's, he won't get it, but he's certainly in the top 3 of the conversation for Coach of the Year. 2.5 months ago, he was probably looking at packing his bag. So.
Yeah, well, I say it, I'll say it to everyone out there that's listening too. We all go, we praise this person, we praise that person, but Adam O'Brien, mate, take your hat off. You could have threw your toys out the cot and took off.
Especially with the loss of his mother earlier on in the year.
100%.
Having to, go through that at the same time.
Yeah,
absolute terrible.
There was a story about that, and I think we spoke about it briefly, that I thought sort of signalled just how committed he was to the club. The week that his mum passed was the Cowboys game in Townsville, and Parry and some other club officials said to him, because they travelled up with the team, Adam didn't, said, mate, you don't need to be here this weekend, because Jason and the other assistants will take care of it, please. Take some time. And he said, well, this is my family. Like, I want to be around my family. So he flew up to Newcastle, I believe, on game day and was there. And I think that sort of signifies how committed he is to that job. And yeah, you pat him on the back for what he's done this year.
I can't speak highly of him enough, really, because
Yep.
I mean, he had 1,000 knives in his back, didn't he? Not long ago, and
Yeah.
like he just persevered with it. He knew what he was doing. But look at the results.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and you look at your recruitment class for next year. I know we won't be able to afford many, but players are going to want to be in Newcastle. I know I spoke to the club about the Corey Oates saga. Unless he can bend the knee for about 250, 275 a year, that's no chance of happening. He's asking overs, according to a couple there, so we'll still be in the market for a winger. But interested to see who else could potentially pick up.
Well, that was my next question for you, actually, was the Corey Oates. But
not happening.
No,
Yeah.
shame. I like Corey Oates.
Well, I like him too, but I think if you're asking $500K at the back end of your career as a winger, he's a wonderful bloke, good player. I'm not trying to knock him, and he has actually struggled to stay on the field the last couple of years. I sort of would applaud to saying no, because that's not what we've always done in the past. We have been famous paying overs for players that maybe haven't always delivered. So, yeah, there'll be someone out there they're looking at, I'm sure.
It's a shame he couldn't, decide just to come to sunny Newcastle and, hang out with Gamble for a little bit less money. But, unfortunately. But, yeah, as you said, there'll be another winger out there for us. That's I did hear a rumour. I don't know the player's name, but apparently we're in the market looking at a young Penrith junior.
Yeah, Tommy Jenkins, I know, is someone the club are interested in. There's pretty strong mail that he's going to re-sign at Penrith, though. But certainly someone the club have said, yeah, look, if he became available, we'd be keen in a conversation. But I sort of look at what we got at the moment, and I'm biased. So I know Anari Tuala really well. He's such a good fella. Every time he's filled in on the wing, I think he's been found out a couple of times in the centres when he's played there for a long time. Every time he's filled in on the wing, I think he's outstanding.
He's never let us down.
No, so I think, yeah, they'll try and bring someone in, but if Anari is your best option there, I know you can't really replace what Dom Young can offer at the moment, but he's very solid.
All right, mate. Thanks for having you on tonight, and we'll catch you next week, hopefully, buddy. And go the Knights, brother. Right?
Yeah, it'll be good times. Keep on rolling. Appreciate it,
mate. We appreciate everything, and hope you enjoyed your little presents.
No, I did. I appreciate that little packet. It came home on the flight with me. That's the biggest Knights mug I've ever seen in my life. But I don't really know what to be putting in it. I don't know if it's just for coffee. We'll see how we go.
Too easy, brother. Mate, we just a little something, because we do appreciate everything that you come on board with us and have a little chat, that's for sure.
Pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, champion. We'll talk to you soon. All right, guys.
We'll
take a short break and be back shortly.
Major show sponsor, the Burden Automotive Group in Maitland and Port Stephens, comprising of Maitland Toyota, Port Stephens Toyota, Hunter GWM, Cardiff GWM, Port Stephens GWM, and also Hunter 4x4 accessories in Maitland and, yes, in Cardiff. The Burden Automotive Group have been proudly supporting the community for 60 years. They've been supporting this show. Please go support the sponsors that support us.
All right, guys, it's that time of night again. It's time for Talking Schmidt. And caller number one, who we got there?
Hey, Schmidt, it's Les.
Hey, champion, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. How's you and the crew?
Mate, not too bad. It would be better on the weekend if we beat them Dragons, but...
Well, yeah, I've got... Since I'm a St George supporter first and a Newcastle supporter second, I'll put me Newcastle hat on first. Have you talked about the buy of the year for Newcastle yet?
I won't say nothing, but who is your buy of the year for Newcastle?
Tyson Gamble by far. I think when they moved him to 5'8" and put Caleb back to fullback, they've kicked on since then. He's settled into the one position, and I think he's doing a great job.
100%. Oh, mate, the way his kicking game really does it for me too. I really think that we sort of lacked a little bit in the kicking area.
Yeah.
And, and it probably, by him doing a lot more kicking too, it takes a lot of pressure off KP.
Yeah, and Hastings as well, sort of thing.
There's Sorry?
I think Hastings was out on the weekend, but other than that, they've been got a pretty good combination, I think.
The only one thing I would like to see a little bit more from Tyson is, like when we're in the 10-metre line, we're close to the line. I'd like to see him take the line on a bit more. Try go over himself because he can do it. He's done it this year. He's done it a couple of times, but I think might go back down to a little bit of confidence too. But mate, he's got it. He's got it in his game, and Nathan Cleary does it a lot. You'll see him run at the line, and mate, you go over, he can do it. So
half the time they don't expect it, or when the halves are at the line, they expect them to pass it out and set something up out wide, but there's definitely opportunities there for him.
Well, as young Porsche's sign says, everyone loves a gamble.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And
excellent.
Yeah, well, I was a big fan before he even put on a jersey. When I heard we signed him, I was like, hell yeah, I like this bloke because of the mongrel he brings as well.
Well, every team needs a bit of mongrel, and he's got the confidence to order the players around where they need to be and stuff like that. And I think he's directing the forwards pretty good.
He's a type of player too that you don't like if he's not in your team because he's too good at what he does.
Right.
Yeah, and he can probably a bit of niggle there and get under the opposition's skin a bit, I think, which is good.
And Cody Walker says, hold my beer. Yeah, he doesn't like
it.
Yeah. Mate, yeah, but I'm a big, as you all know, we're a big fan of Tyson here. So, yeah. Him and Greg Marju, I feel, have been the buyers of the year.
Yeah, he's been a wake-up this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, Marju's a absolute tank. He's a machine. Yeah, so, to be honest, I can't praise him enough over what he's brought to the club. But then, as we were talking earlier too, you got our young blokes that are in there for going again, like Leo Thompson, Dylan Lucas. So the club's in some good hands, I feel.
I think they'll be like they get one or two. Like they lose Young next year, but if they can get another winger in, I'm not sure on how they are in the lower grade. But,
to be honest, I'm not even sure who you'd poach to come to us. I do. Obviously, I would like to take, I wouldn't get Brian Tuttle as much as I would love to, but Dallin from the Warriors, DWZ.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there'd be much chance of that happening.
Nah, but God, it would be nice.
Oh, definitely. I think I've seen talk of Corey Yates coming, but...
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. He wants too much money.
Okay,
But unfortunately.
He would be a good buy if you got him at the right price.
Yeah, apparently he wants in excess of, what was it, 500,000? So, yeah, not going to happen.
Nah, not this stage of his career. He's not like he's a great player, but he's not a world beater.
Well, considering I think we only offered Dom 500.
Really?
Yeah, so we're not going to offer him 500.
I would offer Dom more than I'd offer Corey Yates, for sure.
100%, mate. Yeah. So,
and one quick question with me, Sir George had on. How much do you think the Dragons are going to beat Newcastle by this weekend?
Ooh, mate. I tell you what, it's going to be closer than people think,
Can I put my Dragons hat on, Leslie?
Yes, mate. Go for it.
Was that Dragons or Drag Queen?
Oh, that too.
Oh, sorry.
Well, look, I mean, I'd love to see them win, but even with the side that it's running out with the Knights this week, I still think they've got the goods to beat us.
Don't
write
yourself off, but like it's.
Look, I'm not saying it's going to be a flogging, but I still think the Knights have still got the way they're going at the moment. They're in sync with everybody. You know, the winning teams.
Yeah.
Winning teams are a happy team, and you know, like
Oh, definitely.
I know you say you want a loss before the finals. Well, you know what?
It's going to be this weekend.
Well, if it is going to be this weekend, yeah, it'd be good. But
No, it wouldn't, because I want a Saturday night final. I need a Saturday night home semi, not a Sunday.
Well, I reckon the Dragons are going to
Need
win
tickets
by
too.
-8,
-8.
which means I think Newcastle will win by 8.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I reckon it'll be a close game, and tell you what, yous will give us a run for our
if
money.
we get rid of Tyrell Sloan, Leslie will be right.
Oh, he's shocking, isn't he? Jesus. Great in attack, but the defence is absolutely pathetic.
Nah, keep him there for this week. Keep up the good work, mate. And
Yeah.
mate, we appreciate your call, and hopefully the
Not a
best team
problem.
wins. And hope you enjoy the rest of the show, mate.
I will, mate, and hopefully I might see you on the 16th if you're around. I'm up for the charity walk on the 16th
Of October or September?
September.
Yeah,
It's only a couple of weeks away, depending on how the night's going, I guess.
yeah, true. That will be a big factor. Yeah, but we can certainly look into that. That's for sure.
Yep. Okay, mate.
No
Good
worries.
luck to all.
Thanks, Chairman,
Catch
and
you later.
talk to you soon.
Take care.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Who doesn't love a nice cold beer? And the best cold beer is not some other mob down the road. The best cold beer in Newcastle is found at Thirsty Messiah. The Thirsty Messiah Brewery is found at 140 Lambton Road in Broadmeadow. Get on down there for some great beer at a great price. Support the local. Thirsty Messiah Brewery in Broadmeadow.
All right, guys, it's time for caller number 2. Who we got there?
Joel.
Hey, Joel, how are you, champion?
Yeah, good, mate. You got yourself?
Yeah, mate, not too bad at all. Mate, what's your question for us this week?
Well, I'm a tragic Bulldog supporter. My question is, and the concern too is, pretty much a player's coming to our side to commit career suicide. Like, there's a lot of players complaining about, training schedules and all the rest of it. And I don't know. My question is, like, where do you go when the players are unhappy and you're leaking more points than you ever have?
Yeah, hang in there for next year and Crichton will come and fix everything.
I was going to say Mr. Fix-It Kurt Mann might be there as well. Mate, it's good.
Well, I mean, yeah, like Kurt Mann, I actually like as a signing. I think, he will help us hold that middle of the field, which, I mean, this year we have had injuries with a lot of our forwards and that, but other than that, like, there's no excuses the last couple of weeks. We've had most of our forwards, so I just think, he's been great for Newcastle Knights this year in defence especially.
I don't know why we're getting rid of him personally, but I hope he ends up at you guys. As all reports are looking like he's going to go that way. I think him and Crichton next year will change the team dramatically, especially Crichton hooking up with Viliamu Kikau again, and Jamin Salmon. He's another one. So
Blake Taff.
Blake Taff. I just think you might have a few. Would you say some egos that might be too big for the kennel that probably need to go?
I think there's also been a couple of signings that makes you think, okay, now is Crichton really playing fullback as well, or is he going to go into centre and Taffy play fullback,
Well, I would put him in centre. He kills it in the centre. Probably put Taff at fullback, and to be honest, I would put Kurt Mann at 5'8". I reckon Kurt is a great 5'8". Probably
Him and Burton in the halves.
Yeah, him and Burton in the halves. Ooh, pretty good combination, to be honest.
Or what did you think of Mann being like a ball-playing lock?
Yeah, he would be 13, which would also give you another option at who's your half? Flanagan, but he's going.
Toby Sexton. So
Sexton, So Kurt Mann would go to 13, be a ball playing lock. Sexton and Burton would be your halves, and Crichton would be in your centres with Taff at fullback. I mean, that's a pretty good attacking back line with Kurt as the extra linchpin, really. So, I think that would be pretty exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. And Theo was a pretty good pickup for us in the forward pack as well. I think he'll bring a bit of experience there too.
And Viliame Kikau has to bounce back. Like, he hasn't shown the form that he had with Penrith, so he's had a little bit of a dread injuries and that. So, watch next year for Viliame to bounce back for sure.
Oh, 100%. So, I'm actually really looking forward to that.
Yeah, so, I mean, if Kurt Mann signs with you guys, our eldest daughter, unfortunately, is a Bulldog supporter, but we might have to head down with her and support Kurt from time to time, maybe once or twice. But I really hope can't speak highly enough of Kurt Mann. Not just as a player but as a person too, mate. So if he does sign on with you guys, which is looking that way, your club will be better for it. That's for sure.
Oh, 100%. Everything I've heard about the bloke has just been that he's a top-notch bloke, and you can just tell, everything he does is he puts his heart into it, So I think he will play, with his experience too, he'll play a good part in rebuilding that culture, I think.
Yeah, no, you will. You picked up a gem in that one, that's for sure, mate. But hopefully that's answered your question for your champion, and you're in the draw for a who we decide is caller of the week, and then you go in the draw for a tattoo voucher thanks to Sayers Inc.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks, guys.
No worries, champion. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show and go the Knights.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, champion.
Good night, mate.
Bye.
When you think of great food at a great price, the best cold beer in town, awesome live music, even a place that you can host your next event, there is only one place you think of, and that is the Gallipoli Club. Get on down to the Gallipoli Club, the Gal, 3 to 5 Beaumont Street, Hamilton, to check out what's going on this week. Enjoy some great food, a cold beer, awesome live entertainment. You can never go wrong at the Gal, thegal.com.au.
All right, guys, it's time for caller number 3. Who we got there?
Hi, I'm Alison.
G'day, Alison. What's your question for us tonight?
Just wondering if you're going to be running buses down to the final series, and particularly the grand final when our Knights get in it.
Well, I like that. Most definitely. We were having one this week, but being Father's Day, a lot of people, the next day have decided not to, and with the trying to get the finals tickets. So this week we're giving it a miss, but the buses will be back on for the finals and obviously the grand final as well. But
and going forward into the next year and year on.
Yeah, going forward into the next year too. We're going to try and run them for every away game. Thanks to Port Stephens coaches, and try and make them as cheap as possible for you guys and as enjoying as possible. I know there's other buses out there that just get you there just before the game and leave straight after it, where we try to get you there before it. So, like, for example, Penrith, you can go down, have a bit of a look around, have some lunch, and then same after the game. So hopefully, we get enough for the second final when we get through, and then the grand final, we'll definitely have buses running.
Absolutely fantastic. Where do they go from?
With our buses, we try to cater for everyone too, and we get the Sandgate at the depot. Then we do one in Newcastle, whether it's we tried to do it at the Gallipoli Club near there, just because it's public transport. But if it suits people more for a more suitable location like the stadium, we can do a pickup there, and then one at Curry, and then one at
Twin Servos.
Twin Servos. That way too, it caters for people up the Hunter Valley as well. They don't have to drive all the way into Newcastle.
Yep.
And you know, they can leave their cars at Curry, and same on the way home. They don't have to drive an extra 45 or half an hour from Newcastle to get back home, because we do have people that come on a regular basis from Muswellbrook and that as well.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
So, you know, we try to make it so it suits everybody, and we try and get it as cheap as possible. So Port Stephens has done us a deal, and we're usually at $40 a head, and that's by far the cheapest that we've found by any buses. So, yeah, we will definitely be, in the future, running all them again.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks for that.
No worries. Thank you very much for your call, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Support our show sponsor, Grand Matriarch Distillery, that gives us the beautiful Grand Matriarch vodka that you see on our show every week. Join the reward program, and for every 9 bottles you purchase, you do get one free. Grand Matriarch Distilling in the beautiful Sapphire Coast of New South Wales. You cannot go wrong with their product, I promise you. That's grandmatriarch.com.au.
All right, guys, it's time for caller number 4. Who we got there?
Hello.
Oh, Simon, how are you, champion?
I'm okay. How are you, Dean?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Have you noticed he's the only caller that calls me Dean?
I know.
Yeah, so I know it's him all the time.
He's a regular.
Mate,
I do eat a lot of fibre, yes.
you got the crazy lady and Corey on the panel tonight, Pugsley.
Well, hello, team. Are we all well?
We're very well.
Thank you.
Mate, what's your question for us this week, champion?
Basically, I wanted to know how to say Tino's last name, because he's quite a mouthful.
Corey's pretty good at fitting it all in his mouth.
On that note, I will say Fasuli Malala Ali.
Vasily Malo, again, I just can't get my tongue around it.
I bet you can't.
He is a big boy.
No, they don't call him Big Tino for nothing.
I just like to hear you say his name. Actually, wanted to say that I'm sure it's been spoken about, but how bad is young Kalen?
Oh, mate, I think it's under wraps. I think no one really knows. I mean, I did hear, reports that he got taken, to the hospital in the ambulance, so it can't be too good. I do think that he'll play with next week with a needle. So it's just one of those week to weeks. No one really knows unless you're inside the Knights camp.
Did you get one of your inside men to tell you anything?
Nothing I can really say on there, but I did hear that he will play regardless. It'll just be needle injected, but there was a little bit of concern, hence why he went to hospital, but he will play next week regardless.
Well, a needle's okay, but speaking of annoying pricks, that was a bit of a rough challenge, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, it was a bit ordinary, and it's put Ponga out for a week, so should Ramian have really got some kind of penalty?
Well, it was late.
Well, I don't know that he was going to tackle him. I think he just went to shoulder charge him.
Well, that's it. They're trying to stamp the shoulder charge out. They're so anal. Oh, sorry, I should choose my words a bit better on this one.
You naughty boy.
Just right up his alley now.
Yeah, they're so pedantic in the hip drop. Well, the shoulder charge as well for certain people. So why didn't he get something?
Exactly right. And also, just wanted to ask you, did you think that was fair play in the Broncos game at the end?
100%.
When he stopped playing, you were happy with that?
Well, the clock was still going. He had the ball in his hand. Game on.
Fair enough. I thought it was a bit of a cheap shot myself.
No, game on. He was still standing there. Remember a few weeks back, the Roosters player faked an injury, then they stopped, and then he ran through them all and scored?
Oh, yes, of course, but this was the 80th minute, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and the game was already over, so I thought it was a little bit cheeky.
Still fun.
It was fun to watch, though. But nothing like a bit of man-on-man action, is there?
Well, yeah, it had a little bit of a wrestle, something up your alley.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you for answering my questions. I hope you're all well.
Mate, we appreciate you coming on. But how's Terence?
Oh, Terence is okay. He's been out. Well, he said something about sequins and things. I'm not sure exactly what he's up to, but I'm sure it's something a little bit naughty, knowing him. So he's a bit of a flamboyant on that one.
Fair enough. He might be out with Frank Vassallo. Anyway, mate, we appreciate you calling in the running for a to go in the draw for the tattoo voucher. Thanks to Sayers Inc. So enjoy the rest of the show and go the Knights.
Absolutely, and I bloody well think I should win that with the amount I called up.
Well, this is true. Anyway.
All crazy lady, all the best, and big love to Christopher.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, he's just blushing over there in the studio audience.
He's just putting his makeup on for the next segment.
I look forward to seeing that.
No doubt. Anyway, mate, enjoy the rest of the show, and we'll talk soon.
Ta-ta.
All right, guys. That's it for this week. Talking Schmidt, and we may take a short break and be back shortly.
I gotta be honest, one of my favourite things in this life is to sit down with some amazing meat and just stuff my face full of it, and the best meat that you will come across, honestly, is found at Steak and Chops Butchery at Tanilba Bay. Jump on their Facebook page and check out some of the prices and some of the specials. The quality is outstanding, the prices are excellent, you really can't go wrong. Steak, chops, sausages, mince, lamb loins, what more could you want? Get on down to Steak and Chops. That's 69 Beatty Boulevard in Tanilba Bay. Tell them the Sasquatch sent you.
All right, guys, welcome back. And we might get into and wrap up the men's before we get into the women's. We'll do this week's games, eh?
Yep.
And then we'll get into the team list as well. First up, the Broncos versus the Storm. This one's going to be a bit of a hard one to pick until later on, until they really do name their teams. But I'm going to take the Storm on this one. I think Storm by 12.
Storm for me.
Storm for me as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Storm.
Storm it is. The Bin Chickens and Tigers. This one's going to be a bit of a...
Tigers for an upset.
Yeah, I like it. I'm going to go with Tigers with you, guys.
Manly.
No, I'm going Tigers with you, Smither. Last game of the Tigers, like you said, with the Dragons, like Tigers are nothing to play for, so I think they're going to give it their all.
Never does the Bin Chickens, but the Rabbits and the Roosters. This one's a close one.
I like the Roosters.
I think Rabbits are a club in turmoil. Unfortunately, I will go the Roosters, but yeah.
Roosters for me, but I think the South might get a bit dirty as well.
I hope so. It'll be good to watch.
Yeah, the Roosters for me as well.
Roosters.
Dolphins and Warriors.
Warriors.
Easy. Panthers and Cowboys. Penrith don't lose two in a row. Panthers.
Yeah.
Panthers for me.
Panthers for me, and to wrap up the minor premiership.
Saturday, probably one of the games around for me, I feel. Dragons versus the Knights down at Jubilee Stadium. It's going to be harder than a lot of people think. It's going to be a lot closer. Do I tip the Dragons because then the Knights will win?
Knights every week, so...
Yeah, me too, but I'm trying to play reverse psychology here, and I want the Knights to win regardless. I want a Saturday night home semi-final. I'm not going to pick anyone.
I'm quite actually, you know what, I'm actually sitting on the fence. I'm quite torn.
Again?
Yeah, I'm quite torn with this one.
As much as
I'd like to see Dragons win for the last game of the year, but the Knights are on a roll, and I'm really enjoying the way they're playing their footy, and every time I've been going to their games, I'm really starting to feel like a Knights fan. So, I reckon...
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I'll take the Knights, but I just don't want to jinx them. Knights for me.
Yeah.
Knights for me too, Smither.
Knights for me, and like you said, The Dragons got nothing to lose, same as what Parramatta did to Penrith.
100%.
Nothing to lose.
So this one's going to be a bit of a snooze test. Titans and Bulldogs. I'm going to take Titans. What's up there in Queensland? Corey?
Yeah, I might go the Titans.
I'm going the Dogs.
Mm.
For an upset.
Kennels up.
Yep, Kennels up.
Kennels up.
Like that one.
I'm going the Titans.
Is it Kennels up or Tails up?
Yeah, probably Tails up.
Yeah, righto. Gary?
I already said Titans.
Mm. So if they lose, will they change their name to the Canterbury Corgis?
Or Canterbury Dachshunds.
Chihuahuas. Sharks and Raiders.
This is going to be a close game too.
I like the Sharks in this one.
Yeah.
Bounce back.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the Raiders have lost too many key personnel. But I'll take the Sharks, but my heart says Raiders. I love the Raiders to win. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But while we're there, we've got team lists, guys, for the Knights this week.
No, I get a say on the last one.
Oh, sorry, Gary.
I'm not real sure. Sharks. Sharks in a close one.
Sharks in a close one. Sorry about that. I missed you out. I'll do the Knights and you can do the Dragons. I know you've been waiting to do this all year.
Oh, I have been, mate. Waiting 27 rounds for it.
Number 1, Lockie Miller for the injured Kalen Ponga. Number 2, Dominic Young. 3, Anali Tawala. Never let us down. The whole, every time he comes in. Number 4, Bradman Best. 5, Greg Marju. Absolute machine. Marju Castle. Oh, I can't praise him enough. Either our boy Tyson Gamble, Adam Clune, Jacob Sofidi, Farmua Brown. Is that correct?
Yep.
Leo the Tank Thompson. Dylan Lucas deserves his spot there as well in the second row with Brody Jones. So, words can't describe how happy I am for Broads to get a run. Yeah, he deserves a good crack. Adam Elliott, Riley Jones, Daniel Saifidi, Jack Heverington, and Matt Crocker. On the reserves, we've got Jack Johns, Oren Collini, Lockie Fitz, Jackson Hastings, and David Armstrong. You won't see any of them get a run. Good lineup. We do lose a lot of experience in attack, but these boys can step up and I think can probably steer the ship home. But yeah, St George and no slouch, Corey.
Yes, all right. Well, here we go. In the fullback, we've got Tyrell Sloan, and the wingers are Matthew Feeney and Michaela Ravalava. The centres are Moses Surley and Zach Lomax. The 5'8" is Junior Ramone, and our captain halfback is Ben Hunt. In the forwards, in the front row, we've got Francis Milo and Blake Laurie. The hooker is Connor Mulheason, and in the second row is Billy Burns, Dan Russell, and Jack DeBellin is our lock. And on the interchange backs is Jacob Little, Michael Milo, Ben Murdoch-Masilla, and Ryan Couchman.
Interesting. Some key matches up there. Yeah.
Definitely going to be a good game.
I'm actually very surprised that Jacob Liddell's on the bench because he's been our starting hooker all year. So, giving young Connor Mulheason a run, which he's not a bad player.
I think the key to them is obviously Hunt. We've got to stop Hunt. Gamble has to get in. Oh, excuse me, that didn't sound right. Gamble has to get into Hunt's head and put him off his game.
Then we've got the game.
Just tell me about the 2015 grand final. You think that'll be enough?
Well, I'd just say kick at the Hunt. Kick at the Hunt. But, yeah, he's the key. Zach Lomax is, can cause some damage. But
So could Moses Surley on the edge as well. So
100%. The matchup too, I think, of Marju and Ravalali.
Ravalala.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Will be good. But, yeah, go the Knights. Hopefully we come through with a victory, and there will be a Saturday night final. Can't wait for that. See what we're going to do. We'll get on to the women's from last week, NRLW. First game was the Eels 16 over the Cowboys 12. On Saturday, Dragons 22 went down to the Titans a 23. Pretty
Yes.
close game.
Yeah, Tegan Berry, our fullback, scored 4 tries in a losing side.
Pretty handy, that one. This one blew out a little bit, 48-10. The Roosters over the Tigers. I was a bit surprised because Tigers have got a pretty good team. On Sunday, Broncos 40-8 over the Raiders. And obviously our Knights girls 22-14 over the Sharks. It's a 3-horse race for me. It'll either be Roosters, Broncos, or our mighty Knights. Some good games, yeah. I enjoyed watching the Knights girls play. They playing some good football.
And
Hearts out,
they
don't
actually,
they?
they didn't have it their way in the second half, didn't they? The Sharks come back.
The Sharks, they were very lucky to win. Anyway, this week's games, we've got the Raiders against the Knights on Saturday down there at GIO Stadium. Sorry, I had to remember the name. I think the Knights girls can get away with this one.
Yep.
Broncos on Saturday take on the Sharks. The Broncos for me.
Yep.
Cowboys and Dragons on Saturday up at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville, and it'll be at 3:10. So I'm going to take the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys. Yeah, our girls haven't been going too great. So
And up there in the heat. It's supposed to be pretty warm on Saturday. So. Titans and West Tigers. I'll take the Titans.
yeah, Titans.
Yeah, Titans,
And
mate.
Roosters and Eels. Roosters. That's this week's women's games. We'll run through our girls' lineup. Number 1, Tamika Upton. 2, Sheridan Gallagher. Shanice Parker. Abigail Roach. Jasmine Strange. Georgia Roach. Jessie Southwell playing some good football. Taylor Pettyborn scored the try there last week, I believe.
She scored it
Right
right under the
against the
sticks.
post, too.
Yeah,
It was
so-
a really good try.
And she was off the bench, wasn't she? So she's been promoted into the starting line this week. Well deserved. Olivia Higgins, Caitlin Johnson, Laishan Albert-Jones, Yasmin Crosdale, and Hannah Southwell's back.
How good was that pass from Caitlin Johnson, though, for that try? For Yasmin Stein, however you pronounce it.
Yasmin, what's her?
Caitlin Johnson passed the ball to Yasmin.
Clydesdale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really good pass.
Nita Maynard, Kayla Romanek, which is Curry girl, and Tania Davison, Vania Tino. Sorry if I've got them wrong. That's our lineup. So pretty solid lineup.
Yeah, I think it was one of the ladies forwards that went off with an ankle injury last week.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll be back for the rest of the season.
Ooh, terrible. Do you want to do the Raiders?
I'll do the Raiders, yeah, mate. So we've got Appy Nichols, Madison Bartlett, Shale Robbins Reety, Mackenzie Wiki, Shakia Tungai, Zahara Tamara, Ashley Quinlan, Grace Kemp, Shante Tamara, Sophie Hollyman, Elise Smith, Holly Mae Dodd, Semia Tafua, and we've got Ua Ravu, Olivia Ingram, Kira Hitina Matua, and Tara Renke.
Number 4, Ruben Wickie's daughter.
Yes.
She's apparently a good player. I think she played number 3 the other day, and they said another Wickie wearing the number 3 jersey. That'll be a good lineup. Another good match. The women's comp's coming along really well now, I believe. But I'll say it again. Tamika Upton's just reading of the game is just phenomenal, isn't it?
It is.
She's
Especially when you watch her live, what she does behind the play, the ball, like how she sets the defensive line up. Like she's there at every play. She competes on every play.
she's a Dylan Edwards in defence.
Yeah.
And I feel she's got like maybe a Ponga in attack. Kind of
Especially with that side step.
Yes, rather good. But anyway, guys, we might just take another short break, and we'll be back to give you some exciting news on how to win something for Father's Day.
Are you looking for something a little bit different, perhaps? Something a little bit out of the ordinary? Head down to the Liquidators Raymond Terrace. Liquidators is a discount variety store. They specialise in all sorts of different home decor items, candles, even hardware. There's costumes and wigs for that fancy dress party. There's art, all sorts of things that are a little bit different. Liquidators Raymond Terrace. That's 34 William Street in Raymond Terrace.
All right, guys, and it's that time of the night where we start to wrap up the show. But Gaz, I believe you've got a something there for a Father's Day giveaway.
Yes, it's a beautiful looking skateboard. The best part about it is you don't go skating on it. You go drinking on it.
And it's a Knights one.
It's a Knights one, of course. And it's from?
Roo Skateboards Australia.
Roo Skateboards Australia. So all you got to do is enter this. We're going to run it for 2 weeks. It is our Father's Day giveaway, but we're going to run it for 2 weeks. All you got to do is like and share the post that we'll have up on our page and follow the show, and you're in the draw. We'll select someone at random, and they're going to get that beautiful skateboard thanks to Roo Skateboards Australia. So, it's pretty good. Also, we've got a few games for the games of the week for the bar fridge giveaway, Gaz.
Yep. I'll show you the bar fridge. What
And I'll tell them. Right, yeah. The first game is the Broncos and Storm. The second game will be the Rabbits and the Roosters. And we're feeling extra. We want to give this fridge away, so we're going to give you 4 chances of the men's and 1 of the women's this week. The Panthers and the Cowboys. And the last and probably the best game of the week will be the Dragons against the Knights. So you pick the score on any of those. The score must be in before the start of the kickoff. You cannot alter your score either. And, yeah, we'll hopefully find a winner to put on there because we've only got about half a dozen on the wheel. So from now till the end of the year, we will fill that, and we're going to give it away. So
Get on it.
Yeah, we have been in talks with this for a while with First in Messiah, but we might do a wrap-up show where we do it in front of a few people and we draw it in front of a live audience so everyone knows it's legit and can see everything. Yeah, but then also on the fifth one, guys, the girls' game to pick the score will be the Raiders and the Knights as well. So there's 5 chances to win this week.
5.
Thanks to Bar Fridges Australia. And you can fill it with Little Dragon just like we have. Big shout out to Little Dragon. I'll tell you what, that is absolutely going through the roof, Little Dragon. We today, on the weekend, wanted to get a few extra cartons so I didn't drink all of what Little Dragons give to us. And I chased the carton down. I had to go to Glendale to get it. And it was the last one in all existence. So, yeah, it's popular stuff. And a big shout out to Little Dragon for stocking our fridge for us. Just wish I'd stock my fridge up the top too. But anyway.
If anyone finds out where there's a few cartons around, let us know. We want some more in our fridge.
Yeah, well, not that fridge because that one's full each week, but we can't keep drinking them ones. I want to fill up upstairs. I go through about half a carton watching the game each week. So, and my son, he comes over and, yeah, he has the other half. So
you don't have us over. There'd be a reason for that, wouldn't there?
There's not enough Little Dragon. But board predictions, we'll start with you guys.
Mine is the Warriors and Dolphins. I don't know the score, but I think the Warriors will blow out.
Yeah, mine, the Knights will get over the line, but very close. Brodie Jones and Dylan Lucas, anytime try scorers.
Nice.
I'm going to go the Roosters to beat Souths and to knock them off from 8th spot.
Knights to win, and it will be a gamble field goal. And Leo Thompson to get another one this week. But I will say, who predicted the score on the weekend? How close was I?
You were very close.
I had 12 instead of 6. So I was just 6 off. Yeah.
And you did that probably halfway through the ladies' game.
So the security guards there were walking around and asking a few that we know. I said, what do you think the score been? They were writing it down. And I predicted that. Pretty close.
That might deserve another Little Dragon.
Oh, stop it. But, yeah, we've got some exciting things coming up soon. In 2 weeks' time, I believe Christopher gets his first tattoo. thanks to Sayers Inc., so that should be interesting.
Who's taking the tissues?
Tissues might be a bed sheet he needs by the time he's finished, but he'll have his first tough sticker on, and it's there to stay. And I do believe we may have round 2 of the nighttime podcast race coming up soon. So stay tuned. But anyway, get out there, guys. Go the Knights. If you can't get down to the Dragons, go to Thirsty Messiah or the Gal and watch it there, because there's nighttime happy hour and Thirsty Messiah. They'll all look after you. So thanks to all of our sponsors. Big shout out to all the fathers out there. Enjoy Father's Day and go the Knights. But until that'll be us for this week. But until next week
on the Nighttime Podcast,
it's all about league.
Start again.
You got to put more honey on your nuts, mate.
My picnic short of a sandwich. Take 5.
Stop it. He's making me laugh. All right.
I'm not all there. Take 7.
I say if you wanted to push your stool in too.
Oh, buy me a drink first.
Are you right? You're going to have a heart attack.
No, it's not.
Too much excitement.
He's getting excited.
Yeah.
He's getting excited.
Simon, I'm going to lick your beard and try to take 8.
Goodness me, I hope that goes on the outtake.
You and all of us as well.
7 men won't make it to the dinner table tonight. 44 men won't make it to Father's Day this weekend. Check your mate. It takes 2 seconds, but can mean a world of difference. Your mental health matters.